Welcome back to Case Closed, Anime Review Episode 118. Excuse me, this I'm viewing the 1007th episode of the series, Out for Revenge Part 1, and the 1073rd chat with manga, which I'll discuss that soon. This episode is another one of these anime original episodes. Yep. And first time in a little while, we actually have had a two-parter that's not a canon episode, mind you. Yes, the whole story of this one is that we start off with Maguire, Takagi, and Keba, which is interesting. We start off with these three, even though normally we usually start off with Conan. Also, and I don't know if anybody pointed this out, like no one mentions the episode. It's just me, or is Maguire looks a bit thinner? He looks thin. I'm like, did he somehow lose weight since his last appearance? Keba looks pretty much the same. Takagi looks the same too, but Maguire, I mean, he looks a bit thinner than he normally appears, which is interesting to say the least. Because, see, they're investigating like a stabbing in a park. And of course, he keeps looking around because he thinks that, well, Mori basically would show up, but he didn't. And then after the opening title sequence, they go to talk to one of the acquaintances of the dead guy. And just by sheer coincidence, here comes Conan and Mori. Because they probably heard the news and Conan decided to chip along. Okay. So, like, I can assist you. And he's like, okay. Alright. So, they go to the apartment. They ring doorbell. The guy answers the door. Is like, oh, you ask about this particular guy, you know him. Like, he knew him. And then, of course, well, Conan himself basically notices that, well, there's two people there. Oh, you have company. It's like, okay. So, and Conan finds apparently they knew each other. And they kind of explain that the reason for this is because that 10 years prior to present day, that they swindled a rich kid out of all of his money. Yes. All because because one guy wanted to get rich, and he wanted to do it quickly, so he swindled him all of his money. I'm thinking though, watching this, like, why would he want this money for? Why can't you just start a business? You can get money that way. Oh yeah, and by the way, the year to mention, one guy is a financial consultant to make a meager living, despite the fact he swindled a guy about a bunch of money. And of course, there is also the woman named Akaba. She is a real estate agent. Okay, so let me get this straight. So you steal the guy's money, and you're not living a life of luxury. Did the money you steal from this guy run out quickly? Apparently it did. It probably ran out way too quickly. So they go basically having okay jobs. Real estate agent usually makes a pretty decent living. The other guy who makes a meager living, it sounds like basically what he did. He was a business consultant, which I've heard consultants make good amount of money. So why is making a living? I have no idea. So they said, oh yeah, we have an alibi for the guy's death. So you leave, and Conan notices something odd here. Yeah, he knows that he can't put his finger up, but something is very strange about this particular case. And then, of course, like, then after everybody leaves, then, oh, let's just have everybody just have this talk. Like, they talk like, oh, they're involved with murder. And then, like, Mori and Conan like, something's very odd. We should probably visit. And the very next day, they're going to visit him. They knock on door. They basically ring doorbell several times. Doesn't answer. And they're probably going to knock on the door next. And, of course, they also check doorknob. And then they notice the door is unlocked. I'm like, how the heck? Why was the owner leave it open? Like, oh, and they don't have, like, the owner is dead. Looks like he got stabbed about 6 times. I guess once was enough, so stab him multiple times. And apparently, yeah, it looks like these two are being all 4 people are being targeted because of all the money. So Keba is basically bodyguarding the woman who's very chubby looking, and Tagaki's probably babysitting the guy. So they go to a park to basically, because she's meeting a client there, and want to check out location. Okay, fine. Of course, Kel basically is exhausted. Any guy basically who's basically like him doesn't work out very much probably would feel the same way. I mean, I could probably get up those stairs, basically, not really big of an issue. But from what I can tell, it seemed like it was a very hot day. And they get up there, and all of a sudden you hear some noise. Like, stay here, I'll take care of it. Like, she's like, fine, whatever. And, oh yeah, they revealed the guy before this, basically, for the whole bodyguard thing. They revealed the guy named Kamako, who apparently is the guy who they swung the money of. And they see a picture of him, and like, wait, that's what it looks like now? Yeah, they haven't seen him in 10 years, and they say after he lost his money, he went to South America. What happened with him after he went there, they don't reveal it to, like, later on the episode, to down like one person. So, then he shows up with a knife, being angry, and he tries to stab Akiba, and he trips. And falls right at the side of this guard, apparently, and he just disappears. They search for his body, and they can't find it. Like, what is he, like? Yeah, it's not really explaining exactly what the heck is here. And then Kono says, why didn't they find my body? And then, of course, they reveal later on and later on, of course, the other two like laughing. Oh yeah, the guy's dead. So basically, they can relax. And then like next day, the woman gets killed. With one guy left, they reveal exactly like what exactly happened after he left. Apparently, he for several years. For a first few years, we were living in South America, like because apparently he had trouble with trust people, he kept falling unconscious a lot. So, apparently at some point he got married, and basically for several years was nothing. Like he basically was perfectly fine, and then apparently he goes apparently when him and his beloved wife, which they don't name her. Or when the heck he met her, because it's just like comes completely out of nowhere. So then she died. Then they have a car crash. He tries to call the ambulance, and first time in several years, he falls unconscious. Yep. And now he blames him for not taking his money, but also taking his wife too. And then he apparently decides to call the guy. I'm coming for you last. Because he was the one who suggested the swindling in the first place. And Kono is like, something is off about this thing. And that's where the episode ends. I'm like, okay. So, you have not that good of a first part. Not really, no. It kind of feels as though with this one, we're missing a lot of details. Like, okay, so he took money from him. Okay. What the heck happened with the money? I mean, it just feels as though when you first watch this episode, it's almost like you felt as though basically that nothing was answered with this one. I mean, literally, like, was no plot thread. Usually, by the end of a two-parter, usually they wrap up something. Here, nothing is wrapped up. It just abruptly ends. Hopefully, next week we'll fix this up. Hopefully, anyways. Alright, moving on to News Chat the Manga. This one actually is a lot better than that. This is chapter 1073, Goddess of Wind. And we're on a new case here. Start off with basically Mori, or apparently he's watching Yonako. That's the woman he's fallen for. A woman who's actually about 14 years younger than he is. He sees Sonoko and Ran. They're basically like, oh, it's being selfish. And of course they chat for a bit. And then Gasa shows up, and there's this mysterious female police officer. Yep. Who rides a motorcycle, apparently got pulled over for a ticket. Of course, Gasa's basically dressed up. Oh, I forgot to mention this episode. Conan, the first time I see him, he wears his like, blue jacket, white shirt, red bow tie. He starts wearing that, and then he switches to something else. Mori, for some reason, always wears the same suit. Yep. So yeah, the reason the police officer was talking to Gasa because he was pulled up for speeding. And basically she She salutes him while they're done talking, and she drives away. So they said, of course, apparently the kids were invited. It's like, for speeding. I got lost on Familiar Roast, but still have time. Still late after that. But where are the kids? I tend to bring all of them over, but still Highbrow said, I'm in the mood for that. I'm going to stay home. And everyone followed her, so they're playing games, eating Subaru's curry at Professor's house. So, they chose Hummer and curry over first-rate lunch. Huh? The kids affirm her to do right. Well, there are many things that happened lately. Not surprising that she didn't want to go out. And then Goss decides to go to the restroom. And then some guy with a mask basically says, Yo, young lady Sonico, long time no see. Who are you? I'm sorry, it was disrespectful. I'm in charge of Chairman Sonico Security. Name's Kawakoji's name. Ah, you're the president who came last year's golf tournament. Well, IRMS, you recall? No, I overacted a bit on TV last week. Oh, I know. It was a president who made safes, whose own safe was stolen, and then complained. Only safe I can open. If you regret it, you steal something instead. When I posted on TV, was that you? Yes, because of that. So basically, he's wearing just for disguise to keep a low profile. See there, miss. And we see a couple people staring at him, and then he decides to use the restroom. And then he notices the guy also looks very similar to he does. We do look alike. You're the ones that had Miss Sonico just now. And he introduces himself. But we don't look similar as we thought, do we? Yeah. If you keep your hair back and hair on like this, then wear my spare mask. We do look alike. I'm the president of Sonico Security, and the court, yeah, do something in his favor. And then somebody just walks out of the bathroom. And of course, the guy himself stays behind. Yeah, find me this place. Usual pub. Please don't joke around. But how will explain family later? I said email properly. I tell this be to expose immediately. And he pulls his mask out a bit, and then a gun's pulled on him. And the guy says, if you want to know if your gun is real or not, then how about I make a sound? He doesn't know this is actually not him. And everyone's like, he's late. What about he is? President Gudger, that guy's not here. Oh, he's like going to the bathroom. And of course his bodyguards basically are chastising as he dared to go get a drink. Those vested clothes, or the extreme clothes. What was that sound? Something sounds like gunfire. They come in, and of course they, fresh blood. How you doing? Not sure, but I think Professor Sargasso was lured to someone's car. He was making for President Nunja. What? It may have been shot, that is. Anyway, Ren Chen, you need to report this to the police. What are you doing? I'm going to chase down with my skateboard. But, Ren, get in the car. I'm calling the police. Get on first and call. I don't know if it was the type. It was like, I think, get on first and call him later. I think they're supposed to get in first. Yes. And of course, Coney uses his gadgets, his detective badge, now with the skateboard, but also his special glasses. Tracking down, of course, he's basically checking out the car, the boy in the restaurant. And again, of course, he then later avoids. Then, of course, they try to run him over, and of course, he falls over. And then he's saved by the field police officer. You okay, little boy? And it's like, in this life, regardless of win. Wraps her face bit. What is that? That's what I thought. And then you said, she's the Kaunka Perfect Police Traffic Department. Third riot platoon captain. Hagara Chichara. Have anything to report? Huh, she's 31 and she's an assistant police inspector. Interesting. And the thing is, the one who saved Conan by the bell is the goddess of wind. Very lovely looking woman. I mean, appearance-wise, she kind of reminds me of Vermouth, but I don't think this is her. No. I'm sure she's a blonde just by the hair, but face-wise, it's very similar to Vermouth, but it's not a carbon copy for us. Vermouth basically is a lovely woman, but she's basically like older, like much older than Conan. Yep. This actually is a pretty good chapter. Surprisingly, it's better than the actual episode that came out today. Yep. I give the chapter, a 9.5 out of 10. Fantastic chapter. Can't wait for next week's next chapter. Okay, so that's it for Stick Love You. Now, I would have thought this would have been the end of the video today, but no, there's actually another anime we're going to do today. Don't toy me, it's Nagaro. Yep, I'm going to do that. And after that, everything else I might do is I become a corner, okay? Next video. Bye.